Hey, how you doing? Welcome to another time here. Welcome to another time in the book club. Welcome to another time to read a book, share from it, discuss it, and do life together with the book. Uh, we've read The Good Life for about a year. We started doing this, reading this book, which is our sixth book in our time doing this. And we started doing this first Sunday of July last year, and we finished reading it this June. And we're presently doing a recap of the book, and we'll do that today, the whole of July. This is our third one we're doing in the recap. We'll do the whole of July for it, and in August, we're going to start with our seventh featured book. We're yet to decide which book that is, but that is what is coming. We're going to go into our seventh book here in August. But we'll spend 1 year reading The Good Life, talking about relationship, and we just didn't want that to just be a waste. We've had different things we've discussed in the process of 1 year. And so we've been doing a recap. This is our third one in the series of a recap of the book. So the first session, we did a recap of the introduction on chapter 1. Last Sunday, we did a recap of chapter 2 and chapter 3. Today, we're going to do a recap of chapter 4 and chapter 5. Chapter 4 was social fitness. That's the title of chapter 4. Just talking about the ability to make and maintain relationships. That's what social fitness is. Just like physical fitness, emotional fitness, spiritual fitness. The test of our social fitness is our ability to create new relationships and maintain existing ones. So it's our ability to maintain connections and also to create new connections. If we are able to the extent to which we are able to do that is the extent of our social fitness, how fit we are socially, how fit we are in a social setting. Right? We might be physically fit, does not mean we're socially fit. We might be spiritually fit, does not mean that we're socially fit. It takes a different thing to be socially fit from what it takes to be physically fit or spiritually fit. So that's why we went into understanding what that is. And the funny thing, as you begin to study and prepare for this and do this, you find out that this is something that is not just, it's not strange. It's being used in military circles as part of their training. They understand the importance of social fitness, to have a soldier that is vibrant, a soldier that can do its job. You need that soldier to be someone that can relate, because when it comes to doing things, or meeting goals, it takes a team, right, to do a better job. Right? One person can do so much, right, but a team, two, can do much more. Is that place where in Ecclesiastes the scripture tells us, right, that two are better than one, three are better than one, four are better than one. A team is better than one, right? You can do so much as a person, but you need a team, right, to win the war, right? You can win battles individually, but you need a team to win the war of life. And the war is more important than the battle. The battle has its place, but the battle is for the essence of winning wars. You don't fight battles for the sake of battles. You fight battles for the sake of winning wars, right? And to win a war, you cannot do it alone. God did not create anyone to win the war of life on his or our own. We need other people in our life to win the war of life. We might be able to win the battle of life on our own, but it takes connection. It takes connection with other people to win the war of life, irrespective of who you are, irrespective of where you are. You need other people in your life, right? So we're going to run through that, what we shared in chapter 4. Then in chapter 5, it's attention to relationship. The word attention there is the word nurture, to wait on, to take care of relationship. That reminds me of one of my old worker, who just thinks that all you have to do is just plant something and it will be on its own. It will just work. He didn't understand what it meant to give attention to that thing that you plant. Sounds more like a lot of poor people. They just assume, que sera, their life will work by magic. Somehow, their life will work. That's why they are poor. That's why they're always complaining. Oh, it's the government. It's Tinubu. Oh, it's this one. Oh, if this one is there, if that one is there, right? Their center of control is outside of themselves. They don't have an internal center of control. They don't have an internal locus of control. They're always thinking the problem is outside of themselves. The problem is in other people. They are like the proverbial person that Jesus spoke about. They're always looking at the sawdust in other people's eyes, and they miss the log of wood in their own eyes. No wonder they cannot see far. They cannot see well. Right? It's what you give attention to that will prosper. It's what you give attention to that will blossom. It's what you give attention to that will give you the harvest, that will surprise you, that will flabbergast you. Life does not work by accident. Life is a result. Life is a result. It's a result of the input you put into it. You sow, you water, you nurture to get the result that will change your life. To get the result that will take you from one level to another, right? You have to nurture, you have to water, you have to nurture, you have to water, you have to nurture, you have to water, you have to nurture, you have to water to get the result, right? So great. We're going to go through those two, just trying to recap the things we've shared over the months we've done this. So what I got to do is I'm going to bring up my slide here and we're going to do this. All right, this is my slide, so it's the third one we're doing in our takeaway from the book. Again, this is our book, The Good Life, The Good Life. A book kind of summarizing the study from the Harvard School study on human development, human adult development. And they've been doing, this is a real life case study in trying to understand what it takes for an adult to develop right, for what it takes for an adult to live long and well, 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 right? The way you live long and you enjoy the longevity of your living, right? You are not living a sorry longness. You're not living short either, right? You're living long and you're getting the full benefit of your living, and that's what the study looked at. And the study found out the result. It is relationship. It is having the right relationship in the various areas of your life, and not just having relationship in those areas, on those segments of your life. It's having quality relationship in those segments of your life. So we've been discussing what it takes to have quality relationship as we went through the book, and we'll continue doing that as we do this recap of the book. So social fitness, is a title of chapter 4 of the book, and it's keeping your relationship in good shape. Just like physical fitness is keeping your body in good shape. Spiritual fitness is keeping your spirit in good shape. Mental fitness is keeping your mind in good shape. That's important to me. I was just sharing with some friends the other day, it's keeping a mind in the right shape is important, especially in the time of peace. Because if your mind is not in the right state in a time of peace, when calamity hits you, it's easy for you to go into depression. When your mind is not in the right shape, you are in a place that is called pre-depression. Just like we say, pre-diabetic. If your numbers are close, you're not yet there, but you're close. We call it pre-diabetic, right? You could avoid being on medication for life if only you do the right things. If you don't enter into that bracket, right? The same way some people are pre-depression. They have a tendency, one small thing that goes wrong in their life, they just go into depression because their mind is not in a good shape. Right? They don't have control of their mind. Their mind is bordered by 1,001 things. Right? They're not living in the moment. They have distractions in their life. Right? They have fears, anxieties. They have unsettled matter in their life. So all it takes is one small thing will happen like this, they go into depression. Right? And that's what Jesus was saying. When he was teaching on the mount, he said, anyone that will follow these principles that I'm teaching you, anyone that will follow these principles that I'm teaching here will be like one who has built his house upon the rock. And when the storms of life will come, right, those storms will try that house, but that house will not fall because it's built on solid rock. The solid rock are the principles that Jesus taught us. They are the laws. They are the laws, the principles, the instructions. If we follow those instructions, if we live by those principles, if we live by those laws, our life will be solid. It doesn't matter the storm of life. It doesn't matter the trouble of life. Right? The troubles will be outside, but will not get inside of us. It will not get inside of us. We'll have peace in the middle of the storm. Right? Our peace will not be stolen. If we live by those principles, if we are guided by those principles, then our mind will be in shape, our spirit will be in shape, our emotions will be in shape. Right? The same thing, all this we're talking about relationship. If we live by them, then irrespective of where we find ourselves, whether we're taken to the hands of the herd, wherever we find ourselves, we'll be stable socially. Irrespective of where they take you to, that you don't know anybody there, it'll be easy for you to break the ice. You'll make new friends. You'll break the ice. You'll make new friends. If you are socially fit, then it doesn't matter where you find yourself. You can break the ice, right? If you go to Iceland, you will make friends with the Eskimos or whoever, Alaska, wherever you meet people, right? It doesn't matter the color of your skin. It doesn't matter your gender. When you're socially fit, it's easy for you to make friends with any gender, whether it's men, women, right? You make friends with whether it's black, red, whatever color, right? When you're socially fit, then you are not suddenly thrown into turmoil because something has changed. But when you're not socially fit, they move you from your stabilizing environment to a strange place. Just go into depression. Easy. You go into loneliness. You go into loneliness. You enter into loneliness if you're not socially fit, right? So it's up to us, right? When the best time to prepare is always in the time of peace. Best time to prepare for war is the time of peace, right? The best time to prepare your body is when you're young, when you don't have any ailment at all, right? Not when your body starts breaking down, right? It's to prepare, get your body in shape. It's easier to keep a trajectory, when there's nothing going wrong than when something has started breaking down. Then you're catching up, you're playing catch up, right? Yeah. All right, so let's go into it. We're going to be talking here about social fitness, right? And social fitness, like we said, is just simply the ability to maintain existing connections in your life and also to be able to make new ones. That's all. That's all it means to be socially fit. My daughter was here replying to something I posted yesterday. I posted about different personality types, the alpha. Let me read the different ones here. I can still have it here. When we talk about the alpha, the beta, the delta, the gamma, the omega, the sigma, and I was talking about that. Yeah, I'm a sigma. I said, no, I've always known you to be an alpha. Because and our own definition is because she thinks I'm an extrovert. I talk to anybody, have no issue talking to anybody, greeting anybody. Irrespective of where I find myself, I've lived in California, easy, made friends. I've lived in Houston, easy, made friends. You know, and she kind of figures that, oh, Daddy, you're an extrovert. I said, no, I'm an introvert. I said, no way, I don't believe it. You're not, you don't fit it. And I let her know that what she sees is not the way I was born. What she sees is not the way I was born. What she sees is who I have become. I have become. I have become. I am not a slave to my biology. I am not a slave to my history. I am not a slave to where I am coming from. I have had to redesign myself to achieve the vision that I see in front of me. So irrespective of the personality type that you fit into, you are not a slave to your personality type. Whether you're a beta or delta or gamma or omega, you're or alpha or sigma, you're not a slave to that personality type. It's just a tendency inside of your life. You can use the strength of your personality type. You don't have to be a slave to the weakness thereof. You can trump the difference, the weakness. You can trump the weakness. You can hold captive the weakness and trump it. You don't have to be limited by the weaknesses of your personality. You can trump it. You can trump it by practice, by training. Practice, training. Practice, training. Right? Like, for instance, my daughter would say, the way I was born, I couldn't do this. Standing in front of you and talking like this freely to the whole world. I'm going to be thinking about 1,001 things. Am I talking well? Am I saying the right English? Did I pronounce that well? Oh, better. What? What would the people think about me? Well, that's a heel. That's a weakness of someone that's an introvert. It leads to what we call social anxiety, right? Because you're so concerned about what people will say. Who cares? You have to train yourself to that place. Who cares? You see, I'm not doing what I'm doing right now because I want to impress anybody. Some people will like what I'm doing right now. I love the way my pastor in Houston says it, Joel Austin. He says there are always going to be three types of people. People that like you. So irrespective of how I do this, there are people that they will see past whatever error, mistake, pronunciation, blah, blah, blah. They always like me because they are my tribe. They couldn't be bothered. Yeah, they want me to do well, but they will accept me the way I am here on the way to where I need and want to be. There are people that don't like me, irrespective of what I do. Whether you are doing well, it's changing like, somehow in their mind, they are very content. We will never like him. We don't like him. He doesn't belong to our party. For those in my local country here, oh, it doesn't belong to Peter B. Oh, he's our local or whatever they are saying. For that reason, they've zeroed their mind. They cannot see. They are blind. Their bigotry has taken over their reasonability. It has blocked their brain, right? So there are those like that. Like they say, "Oh, you do." And there are people that couldn't be bothered. What's he even doing himself? I don't care about these three groups. All I care about is me, my vision, my goal, my target, and that which is bigger than me that I'm walking towards, right? That is how you overcome social anxiety, right? I always want to do better than I did yesterday. I always want to improve. But I am today where I am. I am not a prisoner to where I am today. I'm going to do better. But I'm not ashamed to own up to who I am today because that is my seed for my tomorrow. I am not going to get to where my tomorrow promises me if I don't own up to my seed today. Who I am today, talking to you, whether good or bad, is a seed for the greatness that's in front of me tomorrow. I started doing this 4 years ago, right? 2021. And never done this before in my life as I started doing it. I just entered into it. I just said, just do it. Just do it. Today I look at some of those videos and I cringe. Oh, I did that. Did I really do that? You know why I do that? Because I grew up as a perfectionist. Anything I do, I try to make sure it's well-rounded. But perfectionism will kill you because perfectionism is all about impressing people. I'd stop doing that. Today, I'm a recovering perfectionist. I still try to do things excellent, but I am not a slave to the excellence or perfectness that I'm seeking for. When I've done my best, I move forward. When it's time to act, I act. I use what I have at that point of action and I move on. Right? I express my best. I express myself when it's time to act. I am not a slave to what I have not done. I use what I have done. I am not a slave to what I have not done. I use what I have done and I move on to the next level. Right? Those are the ways to win over social anxiety, to win over being able to do public speaking. You have to focus on the fact that you are not here to impress people. You are here to express yourself. You own the stage. While I'm here right now, guess what? Guess which phone I'm using? My phone. I'm using my phone, right? I don't have to force anybody to come watch. People what? People don't what? If it blesses you, if it doesn't bless you, guess what? I'm blessed. I can see all the time. The first person that's listening to everything I'm saying right now is myself. And if for as long as I'm blessed, I will do this. The first participant here is me. And it's blessing me, it's increasing me. Right? If it blesses other people, fine. If it doesn't bless you, sorry. Sorry for wasting your time. Go watch something else. Don't watch this. This is blessing me. That's why I'm doing it. If it blesses you, fine. If it doesn't, go do something else. But I'm getting better. I'm increasing. I'm learning. I'm winning battles in my life. I'm winning wars in my life. 4 years I've been doing this. My life has not been the same. My life has not been the same. My life is better in every sense of the word better. Whether it be financially, emotionally, physically, spiritually, socially, name it. I have seen increase in my life. I have seen strength in my life. So I really don't care what someone else has to say. Yes, I love to do this better. I love to be a better blessing if there's anything I can do. But that's not the reason why I do this. I do this because it's something that's blessing me, number one. It's something that has a possibility of blessing someone else. Who that someone else is, it's not for me to determine. I'm going to do what's in my heart and make it as best as possible. I come here and I born. I'm a sacrifice and I born. If anyone else that can catch the fire from my burning and it blesses you, you were ordained to be blessed by God through me. Anyone that doesn't get blessed, you were not ordained to be blessed by me. There's someone else or somewhere else where you have your blessing. Go get your blessing there. But the people that God has ordained that will be blessed by these will come. They will get blessed. Their life will be better. Irrespective of me. I'm only an oracle. I'm only a passageway. And I'm going to make that oracle as best as possible. This is not a way to excuse stupidity or slackness or slothfulness. If you know me, you know I put in my best. But I'm not going to be a slave of the audience. I hold the stage. And I'm going to do my best with it. That's the way you overcome social anxiety. You've got to win this game. Life is a game. You got to set yourself up to win. You got to set yourself up to win. Life is a game. It's a war game. You got to set yourself up to win. You need to understand the different elements and how they work together and set it up to win. Set it up to win because you can. You can set up your life to win. You are the master of your faith. You are the captain of your soul. You can set up your life to win. And just a great time to be doing this at the end of the first half of the year. June 30 is the end of the first half of the year, end of the second quarter of the year. You can set up your second half of the year to win. You don't have to be at the mercy of the elements of this life. They are to serve you, not you serve them. They are looking for your command. The elements of this life are looking for your command. They are saying, are we going to win? Do we have a goal? Do we have a target? Is there something we're driving towards? Do we have a destination? What kind of resources do you need? What are you bringing to the table? What do you need to add to what you are bringing to the table to get the result you desire? Do you even have a result you are desiring, you're looking forward to? Or you are just loafing about? Life responds to those who are determined. Life responds to those who are resolute. Life responds to those who choose to take mastery of it, because they were all created to serve us. But they only serve you if you know your place. Your second half of this year must not go to waste. Stand up and leave. Stand up and leave. Let's go on. I'm going to go back to the slide here and we're going to go on. How about help somebody somewhere? All righty. So a sad soul can kill you quicker, far quicker than a gem. When you're sad, sadness can kill. That's why we need to protect our emotional fitness. We need to protect our social fitness. Sadness will kill you. Loneliness will kill you. Loneliness, sadness, they affect you. They affect all the areas of your life. They will affect you physically. They will affect you psychologically. They will affect you spiritually. They will affect you emotionally. They'll kill you. And they probably kill you faster than the germs will, because they are going to eat on your defense mechanism. They will eat on your defense mechanism and make you liable, susceptible to any kind of germ that might be in the environment. Right? So we need to protect our social space. We need to protect our emotional space, right? Loneliness kills. It's as powerful as smoking or alcoholism. The same way smoking will kill you, alcohol will kill you, loneliness will kill you, right? So you need to take charge of your social space, of your emotional space. You need to be socially fit. It will make a difference in your life, both in the longevity of a life and in the width of a life, right? The beauty of a life. Human beings are inherently social creatures. That's the way God created us. And forming deep, meaningful connections with people around us can greatly fulfill our basic need for belonging and social intimacy. Right? There's something inside of us that wants to belong. When we don't belong, we feel lonely. When we feel lonely, we become less than we were meant to be. It begins to deprecate us in every deep area of our life. When we're lonely, we become, and we allow it to persist, it begins to deprecate us mentally, socially, emotionally, physically, spiritually, become less than we ought to be. Our machine is not in the right place to function, right? We're created to want a sense of belonging, to be linked to something, a family, a team, a club, a group, right? That's the way we're created. And when we don't have that, we become lonely. We feel less than we ought to, right? So so we also want social intimacy, right? The word intimacy is the word intimacy, right? We seek to be seen. We seek to be known. We seek to be heard. We seek to be understood, because that is what love means. When we're not seen, we don't feel loved. When we're not heard, we don't feel loved. When we're not understood, we don't feel loved, right? When we're not known, we don't feel loved, right? Love for a human being, human heart, is in being seen, being heard, being understood, being known, right? We seek, by nature, for intimacy. It might not be intimacy with everybody, The intimacy we seek for, it varies depending on the people we're talking about, but we seek for intimacy at different levels, right? We've talked about seeking that in three categories, and we use a temple, in Jerusalem as an example. We seek for intimacy, knowing people that are in the outer court, those that are in inner court, and people that are in the holiest of all, right? At least that's where your spouse should be, in the holiest of all, right? Your associates and friends probably in the inner place, and every other person can be in the outer court, right? So, social fitness, like we said already, is simply the ability to create and maintain healthy relationship. And the word healthy is important. It's not just to create a relationship, but healthy relationship. Relationships that are win-win or no deal. Not a relationship in which you are a prisoner. Not a relationship on which you have sold your destiny. Not a relationship in which you have no goal of your own. You have no vision of your own. You have no why of your own, right? Someone has bought you, you're a prisoner, right? It's not a win-lose or lose-win relationship. It's a win-win or no deal relationship, a relationship in which you are you freely came in and you can freely flow out. Not one that you are a prisoner to, right? It's one that you choose to go into, and you have that freedom to also go out if you so choose to, right? Social fitness is the ability to create such relationship and also be able to maintain existing ones also. I once had someone that would say, oh, my gifting is to start things. Every Tom, Dick, and Harry can start anything now. Even a small child who can start trouble, can set anything on fire. It's not enough to start. You have to be able to maintain and take to the end. Every fool can start anything. You should not just be someone that can start. You have to be someone that can maintain and take to the end. Starting is not the thing. It's taking it home that's important. Starting is not the thing. It's the ability to maintain, sustain, and get the result, the intended result that's important. That's a differentiation between men and boys, women and girls. If all you do is start, you're a boy, you're a girl, anybody can start. It's the ability to maintain, sustain, and get the desired result that differentiates the matured from the immature ones. So it's not just about starting a relationship. It's being able to maintain and sustain and get the desired result from that relationship. So it is the ability to engage with others in a win-win or no-deal relationship. Healthy relationships are characterized by mutual respect, support, and effective communication, right? So social fitness, so self-esteem is made up primarily of two things, feeling lovable and feeling capable. And you need self-esteem, healthy self-esteem of yourself to be able to be in a position where you can be socially fit. You cannot be socially fit if you don't have a healthy self-esteem or sense of yourself, right? Your sense of self helps you to be socially fit, right? Becoming your own soulmate, then you'll always have someone watching your back, and you always have someone who loves you, right? So self-esteem, when you have a sense of yourself, then you become your own soulmate. You become your best friend. See, I cannot be lonely. It's going to be difficult for me to be lonely. For as long as I'm mentally fit, I'm emotionally fit, right? Emotional fitness, mental fitness, social fitness for me is coming to a place where I know and love myself. So I cannot be lonely because I'm always going to be with myself. People are lonely. There's an epidemic of loneliness because people don't know, and those that even seemingly know don't like what they know of themselves. You need to get to a place where you know yourself, irrespective of what that self is. You have to be brutally honest with yourself. You don't have to be the best. You just have to be you. And you must know you. Know where you are starting. Know what it is that you need to work on, work with. irrespective of what that thing is, even if it's battered, even if it's not in the right state, but it is what you have to use and it is good enough. You have to accept it. Not accept it and stay there, but accept it and begin to and ask yourself, this is what I have. Where would I want to be? Where would I want it to be? Then begin to take little steps towards where you want it to be. But you must accept it first because that's your starting point. That's your Jerusalem. Until you start from Jerusalem, you can't get anywhere else. You have to start from where you are today, irrespective of what that where you are is. Then build from there to take you to where you want to be, where that vision of your there is. But what do people do? They disown who they have. They begin to act as if they are someone else. When you act as if you're someone else and not accept where you are, then you're not giving yourself foundation. It's like building a skyscraper. You want to start from first floor. It has no foundation. It's going to crumble. It's going to crumble. What you have today, right now, as we speak, is your foundation. It's your starting point. You have to understand and know who that is. You have to know what the strengths of that person is, what the weakness of that person is. You have to know the opportunities that are built to that person right now, today. What are the threats to that person right now, today? Begin to then tap into the opportunities. Begin to defend against the threats. You begin to use your strengths. Begin to guide against your weaknesses. That's how you grow. That's how you grow. That's how you take yourself to heaven in this life, right? Loneliness is a subjective feeling of unwanted isolation, right? Lack or loss of connection or companionship, whether you are alone or surrounded by others. Loneliness is just simply, loneliness is not real. It's a mind game. More loneliness is not a reality, it's a perception. It comes to us when there's the perception that we're not having our what we think is a right amount of social engagement for us. And that thinking is not necessarily an intentional thinking. It's similarly an unconscious thinking. Somewhere in our unconsciousness, we have determined what the minimum level of social connection or social interaction should be. When we're then not living up to that preconceived, unconscious mark, we become lonely. So if you want to address it, you can even go in and tell yourself, make that unconscious mark. You can consciously change that mark and say, no, this is not where the mark should be. You can bring it down, take it up. So loneliness is something you can work on. You can control it by controlling your unconsciousness, by working just on yourself. Because the perception, you can work on your perception. You can either work on your perception, or you can go out there and get to the mark of the social engagement that your unconsciousness is telling you. You can work on it on both sides. The key thing is that you can work on it. It's not a death sentence. Loneliness is not a death sentence. It's simply a symptom telling you of what is happening in your emotion, your social space, which is also your emotional space is tied to it. Just like you being hungry, when you start feeling hunger pains, it tells you that, oh, you are not eating. You could decide still not to eat. You could tell yourself, I want to fast. So therefore, you change that unconscious mark that's saying I must eat to, no, I will not eat because I want to fast. The same with loneliness. You could say you feel lonely, but say, oh, no, it's not loneliness that I am right now. I am only taking a time, of solitude. And it better be that you're doing solitude, right? You can work on it from that angle. Or if it's really that you're lonely, go out and engage. Easier said than done, right? That's what we discussed, the tools to be able to do that. There are ways to do that. right? That's what the Bible says, right? He that wants friends must make himself friendly. Easy. That's all it takes. Be friendly. If you are friendly, you will have friends. It's not sitting down. You don't have friends by sitting down. Oh, I'm going to sit down. I have society. Let's say I'm lonely. Oh, they have not come to visit me for my church. Oh, they have not come to visit me for my school. Hey, and I used to visit them. They have not visited me. You'll die of loneliness. To have friends, you must show yourself friendly, not complain, not have pity parties. The only way to have friends is to show yourself friendly. You have to step out and be a friend to somebody. If you're going to have friends, you have to be a friend to somebody. You have to take the first step. Go out and be a friend. So loneliness happens when there's a mismatch, like we said, between the quantity and quality of social relationship that we think we ought to have and the one that we're having. So some of the ways in which you overcome loneliness could include, like, first of all, you have to acknowledge where you are. If you're feeling that way, you have to acknowledge that feeling and validate it. There's a problem somewhere. There's an issue to be addressed. Accept it. Then begin to work on it. And one of the ways you work on it is practice gratitude. Because sometimes because you're complaining, it rubs off on the people around you. Nobody wants to be a friend with someone that's always complaining, someone that's always seeing darkness, evil around. We're all hungry, and I don't mean from a physical angle. We're all socially hungry. We're looking for love. So if you go to someone that's always has nothing to give, you won't go back a second time. We're all looking for someone that's gracious. We're looking for someone to give us light. We're looking for some fire that we can catch fire from. If you are such, people will gravitate towards you. I remember one time I was preaching, and it's happened to me several times. I was preaching, and some lady just came and was just captivated, whatever it is that was attracting her, but there was grace. People get drawn to something that's higher than them, something that's feeding something on the inside of them. Everyone wants joy, happiness, brightness, grace. So it's easy to have friends. Just be one that gives it. If you're a giver, you'll have friends. Because people are hungry. People need things in their life. Right? So practice gratitude. Be a person that is gracious. As you practice gratitude, you are giving to God. You will receive of that which you are giving. You are appreciative for life. And when you begin to be grateful, you begin to change the vibrations in your life. The elements of this world will catch up with you. They will catch up with you because that's the essence of their creation. When you have the right vibrations, life will support you. Life will work for you. Life will run errands for you. Life will go before you and begin to set things in the right position for you. You will see things fall into place for you because that is the way they were created. When you do your part, the elements of this life will do their part. They are waiting on you. It's like scripture in the Bible says the whole of creation is waiting for the manifestation of the sons of God. They are waiting for people to do what they were created to do so they can support them, so they can fall in place. They can realign aright. They were created to serve us, but they only work. There's a legal system they must rhyme with. When we take our legal place, they will fall in line. So practice gratitude. Make time for family and friends. Practice what it takes to relate, to be a friend with someone. Easy place to start is at home. Practice showing love at home. Practice showing love at home. What you practice at home, you can use outside your house. What you practice with your friends, you can use to make new friends. So practice being a friend. Practice being lovable, right? So go outside also. So sometimes one of the things that keeps people lonely is because they're staying indoors. They feel protected. Oh, nobody's seeing me. The spotlight is on me. take the risk to step out. I'm not saying step out into the big skin, big scene. Take little steps, take baby steps. Go to your backyard at least. Let's start with that. At least your backyard, not too many people are there. Step out from the room. If you're in your room, step out into the living room, the family room, go to the kitchen. Take a breathe in, breathe out. Go to the balcony. Go to the backyard. Take in some air. Let the sun shine on you. Take it in little bits. Go to the shop, to the supermarket. Go to the playground. Go to the local library. Be in a place where other people are. Go watch a game. Just sit down in the crowd. That's the way to defeat loneliness, because loneliness wants to isolate you. Loneliness wants to kill you. Don't allow yourself to be killed. Step out. Step out. Step out of the seeming place of ease. Step out. And volunteer. Volunteer to help other people. Don't forget again, if you're going to have friends, you must make yourself friendly. Volunteer, go help other people. When you help other people, help will come your way also, right? So chronic loneliness increases the odds of an early death by 20%, which is about the same effect as obesity. And though obesity does not make you as miserable as loneliness is. So loneliness kills. So let's get off that part. So we'll go on to chapter 5 and we'll talk about attention to relationship and just about cultivating our relationship. It's not enough to have friends. It's not enough to make friends. You need to cultivate that relationship. You need to sow into that relationship. It's the sowing that brings about the harvest. It's not about the withdrawals. A lot of people have friends just because they can ask for things, make withdrawals. That friendship will not last. If you're going to have a friendship, a relationship with someone else, think about what you give into that relationship. Give more than you take out. Give more than you take out. So, to be socially fit, you have to be someone who knows how to give of yourself to other people, And that chapter runs with that quote, "The only gift is a portion of thyself," by Ralph Waldo Emerson. It's not as much as even God, Paul was writing to, which church was that? Was it the Philippians church or so? Says that when you bring an offering, give yourself first. Give yourself first. It's not as, God was talking to the Israelites in Isaiah. It says, I'm tired of your offering. This offering you people are bringing to me, I am tired. It is smelling in my nose. Why? Their heart was not in the offering. Their person was not in the offering. They were throwing things at God. Right? Same thing with life. Life needs us to be present in the moment, present in our relationship, and give of ourselves, give of our time. It's not as much as the goods we give. There are those that want only the gift, or those are not true friends. Those are parasites. Every true friend wants you more than the thing you can give. Right? So to be able to give of yourself, you have to know yourself. To be able to give of yourself, you have to know of yourself. So you can't give of the treasure you don't know about. So it helps, self-discovery helps. As you discover yourself, you become awake to life. And that what you are awake to, you can use as a blessing to other people. Right? So attention is the rarest and purest form of generosity. Right? And we that's how we give of ourselves to people, by giving attention, giving of our time, attending to who they are, right? Recognizing who they are and being a blessing whichever way you can, not at the detriment of your own life, obviously, but just make yourself available, and that blesses people. And when we do that, we're showing ourselves friendly and we get friends, right? So the word attention, includes the word to nurse, to nurture, to protect, to tend, to watch, to wait, and when we do that, we sustain our relationship. So it's not just about starting relationships, about sustaining that relationship. And that includes marriage, relationship, parenting, being at work also, you know. Uh, so what you do with your attention is in the end what you do with your life. Because whatever you give attention to is what you are sowing onto, and the harvest will affect your life. You know, Jose Ortega Gasset says, "Tell me to what you pay attention, and I will tell you who you are." Right? Because what we pay attention to, it's something that should be something that feeds us. I mean, you won't pay attention to something that drains you, at least not for an extended period of time. We pay attention to typically things that feed us. And also with there, we should be careful that we don't become a prisoner to such things, you know. But hopefully, as we pay attention to things that to bless other people, we are being fed ourselves, and it's changing our lives for good. So to connect is when we feel known. To be connected to someone is when we feel known, we feel seen, we feel understood, we feel valued, we feel remembered and cared for. So that's the gift that we're supposed to give to others. And when we do that, it helps to sustain our relationship. So it's part of our social fitness. Social media is simply a tool. Social media was created to help us with connection, but today it's working out for some people, but for some other people, it's just imprisoning them. And now people, instead of something that was meant to help us with our relationship, has resulted into social anxiety for some people, all because it was not used well. The problem is never social media. Social media is a tool that was created to help us as far as relationship goes. But if we use it wrongly, we'll get the wrong result, which is not the intent of social media, right? So social media is meant, to help us connect, right? And for us to connect them, we need to use it as a tool that it is. We don't come into a place that we're slave of it. We don't want to come into a place where it's like our life revolves around it. We can't do anything outside of it, right? So, and that's important. And really, that's really all that captures in chapter 4 and chapter 5. So I'm going to stop there. Next week, we're going to go on to do chapter 6 and 7. Hopefully we'll get from there also. So let me see what chapter 6 and 7 have, just to give us an idea of what to come. So chapter 6 is saying face the music, adapting to challenges in our relationship. Adapting to challenges in our relationship, not running away from them. Cheryl would say lean into life. They're using the word facing the music, not running away from challenges of life. And chapter 7, it says the person beside you, talking about family, your spouse, your children, is how intimate relationships shape our lives. So those are the 2 chapters we'll be looking at next week. I hope you enjoyed this one. I hope it made a difference for you. I see Engineer Dre calling. I hope you got something from this. God bless you, and have a great remaining of today, and see you same time next week. Have a great week ahead of you. Have a great second half of the year 2024, and may you win. God bless you. Shalom.